Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Tech Sharmit podcast. Today, I am here with another special guest, Shivam Somani, who comes with a remarkable journey in the tech world. Shivam is an alumnus of BITS Pilani and had an outstanding rank in both IIT JEE and BITS entrance exam. Over the years, he has built diverse career from interning at JP Morgan to working across Samsung, Microsoft, and many other tech giants, each giving him a unique perspective on technology and workspace culture. So, in this episode, we will explore Shyam's journey, the decision behind his career moves, and the lessons he carry forward from different organizations. But before we proceed further with this session, I would like to thank Shivam for joining us today in this episode. And now I request you to please initiate the discussion by telling us a bit about yourself.
Sure, yeah. Thanks, Amit, first of all, for inviting me in your podcast. So I'm very keen on the discussions which we'll have forward in in the conversation which we'll be having. So yeah, hi everyone. This is Shivam Somani. I'm currently working as software development engineer 2 at Microsoft Hyderabad, and as Amit told, so I am a alumnus of BITS Pilani. I graduated in 2020 from as an electronics was my branch, and after that I worked with JP Morgan, Samsung, and now working with Microsoft. It's been an year since I'm with Microsoft and working with the Azure cloud technologies. So yeah, it's a wholesome of basically experience working in fintech to the customer centric Samsung to the Azure centric or cloud centric Microsoft. So yeah, excited to discuss on all these topics.
Okay. So, Shivam, before we move forward to discuss about your organization work or your role as a SD, I just want to talk a bit about your initial days, like when you started
Sure.
your academics, when you graduated from BITS College. So, we will go step
Hmm.
by step. So, first, my first question is like you had the great ranks in IIT JEE as well as in BITS entrance exam. But tell us,
Hmm.
like after doing a graduation from these colleges, does a college brand actually decide your career, or is it a overrated thing? Because we all know that there is a cutthroat competition for these kind of exams and for the colleges. They have
Hmm.
their importance, but from your perspective, does it really matters like which from which college you have graduated, or in terms of getting the job or packages and all these things?
Sure. Yeah, great question, I'll say. So, basically, I also receive many questions every day on LinkedIn from people saying the same thing that, sir, I'm from Tier 3 colleges and what to do now? Can I get these MANG companies or the good product based companies?
Yeah.
So, let me clear one thing here that the college name, okay, uh, I'll not say it does not give any advantage. It definitely
Mhm.
gives you a good kickstart. Let's say if you're
Okay.
graduating from a good college, you might land up job in these good companies at the early stage only, okay.
Okay.
uh, yeah, but they as in they give you a good kickstart, but they don't give you a free ride, okay. So after 1 2 years, after you become 1 2 years experience, then what matters is what skills have you developed in your own, what extraordinary capabilities have you developed, how are you handling basically the work which you are in, okay. So those
Mhm.
things start basically coming in more focus as compared to your college and all, okay.
Okay.
So they are good to give you the kickstart but not a free ride, that's what I'll say. See, I have seen multiple, I'm working right now in Microsoft, okay. I've seen multiple people from tier 3 college who are
Mhm.
earlier working in some service based companies or maybe some lower tier companies, and they are now working well in Microsoft, they are performing well in Microsoft, they are getting well deserved promotions, okay.
Yep.
They are going via switches to many other good companies, okay. And I've seen, trust me, I've seen multiple people from IITs who are
Mhm.
just hanging outside and they don't know what to exactly do, or they are not getting what they exactly want.
Right.
The reason actually is because they haven't focused on skill set development. So
Correct.
only college won't get you to the things.
Okay. So you need a skill set. Doesn't matter like in which college you are studying. Your skill
True.
set is must. And just
Correct.
the one more question regarding this only because suppose someone is already studying in IITs or BITS kind of colleges. So do you
Hmm.
think like although like we discussed that yes, skill set is important, but
Hmm.
apart from these coding skills, is that what all specific thing they need to crack the interviews when they are invited for the coding rounds and job interviews in a campus drive?
Okay, so in a campus drive, let's say even if people are in IITs, so one thing is you'll require good projects on your resume on
Okay.
which you should be able to discuss, because see, every time this is said, right, that you are the driver of your interview.
Right.
So okay, it's fine. You have done DSA perfectly, that is fine. You will crack the DSA round. But when it comes to your project discussions round, you should be able to drive that properly. If you have good projects, you will have good points of discussion.
Correct.
So one thing is that, and second thing is communication skill. So many a time I have seen that people know about a DSA problem, okay, but they are just writing the solution in interviews. They are not communicating that what they are thinking. They are not at
Hmm.
all vocal in the interviews. Even in the basically in the mock interviews, which I also take, I see
Okay.
this many a time that people are just writing down the code. They are not at all saying me what are the thoughts behind that. So
Hmm.
I believe communication is also comes as a key part. And as we so yeah, these are the things, the projects, the communication skills, these also matters a lot other than DSA.
Okay, so for students, like if you are preparing for the interviews, just try to build a code, a proper project, and while explaining that project to your interviewer, make sure that you explain the business logic in a very layman terminology. Because if you have
Correct.
completed your project by your own, then it would be very easy for you to explain each and every part of your code.
Makes
So
sense.
that is the important thing. All right. And another thing, Shivam, like before chasing these colleges like IITs, JEE, BITS, and all these colleges, like students prepare well for the interviews, they crack the interviews. But I noticed that when they join the college, sometime we observe that in a first year, there is a huge drop in their career, right?
Hmm.
In terms of marks or grades or
Yeah.
all these things. So what do you think? Like, what is the biggest mistake a student make in their first year that cost them later, and why it happened? Because they are the same person who cracked all those interviews to be a part of JE or BITS
Correct.
colleges. Then what suddenly happened?
Yeah, so I've seen similar cases in my college as well, that people have cracked IIT JEE, they came to bids, and in the college they are just sitting in the room and just watching the series, and they stopped focusing on CGP and all. So
Right.
I believe this is not this is not the correct way to go. Okay, because the lost curiosity, okay, it will, as in it will hamper your career at all. So the first year is the place where you should basically go and explore about the clubs in the society. I'm not saying you need to do only academic stuff. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
go explore around the societies, the clubs which are there in your project. Go explore around the startups which your project people are doing. Can you
Okay.
go inside that or not? And yes, explore the career path as well, like explore coding. You'll get to know, like right, as in it's not necessary that everyone might have interest in coding, but at
Okay.
least in your first year only, if you have started experiencing those things, you will get to know a clear cut idea that yes, this is what my interest lies in. And maybe you can do a minor. Let's say you got to know that your interest lies in finance. Maybe you can start doing a minor, because minors generally start from second or third year. So in your first year itself, if you have gained that knowledge, that would be very beneficial. But one reason I believe why this happens, that they are the same person but they were performing quite well before and now, because see, when people start preparing for these colleges and all, okay,
Mm-hmm.
what the mindset they have is, once I crack IIT JEE, once I'll go in IIT or BITS, my life is sorted. Now I
Right.
need not to do anything. I'll land up very good jobs and all. But sad part is life is not that, and reality is not that. You have to keep focusing every time, and yeah, this is what the lesson is. And
Yes.
actually, this one major reason why also this happens is because people grind a lot in 11th and 12th to reach, and they think that okay, now my honeymoon period has come in, now I can chill completely. So
Correct.
chilling for few days is fine, but not completely.
Right. And in fact, I would say like this is the duration when you're in your first year. Like this is the best time to try, learn, try, fail, and learn, because this is the
Correct.
moment where you can decide like, okay, these are the things which I'm not going to follow in as my career or something like that, right?
Exactly.
So this
Exactly.
is the best way, like where you can explore different things and just find out your interest and then make your career in that particular zone, right?
Correct.
Okay, so we talked about clearing the interviews and joining the colleges, but post that, like when we are into third or fourth year, like at that time we started the internship. Sometime in early
Hmm.
also, it depends on the colleges. And
Hmm.
if we talk about your internship period, so you interned at JP Morgan. So, how do
Correct.
you actually get such dream internship? Because there are lots of people who apply for these kind of internship program.
Hmm.
So, for you, what was your experience at JP Morgan? And any generic advice would you like to share with the students who want to grab such kind of opportunities in 2025?
Sure. So for me, see, it was my college. So in BITS, there's a program called Practice School, in which
Okay.
the companies come in and they shortlist the people on the basis of their CGPA. So that's
Mm-hmm.
how I landed an internship at JP Morgan. But yeah, definitely, I prepared for summer interns as well, and there as well, I landed an internship. So I can say that uh, do at least in order to get the internship, do DSA well, start preparing for it right from second year only, because at the end of third year you will start as in getting the companies for summer internship, and summer internships are the place where many companies start giving PPOs, because companies have transformed their way of hiring. Now they believe more in hiring from PPOs as compared to the full-time offer, giving it afterwards the college. The reason being is they get better time to judge that person. Okay. So that is why the things I'll say is you can make good projects,
Mm-hmm.
start practicing well for DSA, and do as in become good in CS fundamentals like OS, DBMS, and all. So these are the things you will be asked upon. And
Okay.
see, if you're going as an intern, they won't expect you to have projects which are production ready or which are very high tech level.
Mm-hmm.
These basic things are the stuff on which the student should focus upon, and it will help them to land an internship.
Okay, so somewhere we can say that both preparation is almost same whether you are preparing for the
Yeah,
actual
correct,
job interviews and the internship, because you have to talk and show or demonstrate your skills on the basis of your projects and your core concepts, right?
correct, correct.
Okay. All right. So, post your internship, like you worked with various companies like JP Morgan, Samsung, and now you are at Microsoft, and they all have their different work culture, right? So what do you think, like what one lesson you have carry forward from each that shaped you the way you think about the career and tech right now? So like, did you find anything similar between all these work cultures?
Yeah, things were similar, but I'll point out so it's a great question. I'll point out what exactly I learned from each company, okay?
Okay.
Because there's generally one point which we carry forward from each company which we are in.
Mm-hmm.
So JP Morgan, being a financial company, being a fintech company, it
Mm-hmm.
it taught me well about the precision, okay? Because a single mistake in the finances can cost you billions, okay?
Right.
So precision was the thing which I carry forwarded from there. In Samsung, I was working for digital out of home. So basically, digital out of home means the billboards are getting replaced by the digital screens. If you have seen at the airports,
Right.
now you are getting digital ads. Okay, so they were doing it in a programmatic way. So Samsung being a customer brand. Okay, so what I learned from them is how to be very much faster while as in spreading out the technologies,
Mm-hmm.
how to stay ahead of other competitors. Okay, because
Okay.
at the time when other people were just showing some static ads on these screens, Samsung started showing the programmatic ads.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now working at Microsoft, I'm working with Microsoft Azure, and here as well I'm working with the security part. So what I'm learning here is building the trust of the customers, because see, if you're using Azure and you're let's say you are creating a VM there, a virtual machine there, your virtual machine got hacked,
Right.
it will cost you, that is fine, but it will cost Microsoft a lot, because the news will spread
Correct.
out, the people will lose trust in Azure, and it takes a little amount of time to shift from Azure to GCP or Azure to AWS.
Hmm.
So yeah, trust is what I'm basically gaining the trust of customers. So these three things: the precision, the speed which you have to maintain, and the trust. So the major three pillars of any good tech product, these all qualities are the ones which I gained from these companies.
Right, because when you are developing for these tech giants, you have y- although like you have your own reputation that is
Hmm.
at risk, but you are also leading the tech. You are also representing that tech giant, right? So you have to take care of
Exactly.
that
Yeah.
thing. Otherwise,
Yeah.
like it will not only impact your career, but it will also impact the reputation of that
Yeah.
organization.
We have seen that Microsoft outage, right?
Right.
What happened at that time? So yeah,
Yes.
this is the scale you're working for.
Correct. Like suddenly, like when even a Teams application when stopped down, so people start tweeting about the Microsoft. They don't know who is working on that
Who is
project.
the working?
Yeah, they will
Correct.
simply
That's what
question
I've
on
heard. Yeah.
Microsoft. So that is the thing.
Correct.
Okay. Next thing, like we all know that most of the engineers struggle to get one big offer, especially from that Mang. But you cracked multiple offers like from Amazon, Flipkart, Walmart, Microsoft. So what's the like from your perspective? What's the difference between the candidate who gets rejected and the one who cracked the multiple offers in a line? So what could be the things that is not in a right way?
Okay. So I'll say it's not IQ.
Okay.
Generally, it's as a misconcepted at as okay, IQ is the thing which is helping you. That I believe consistency is the thing. Okay. So
Okay.
when you're preparing for the interviews, first of all, you have to keep preparing consistently. Even if you are working, you have to set aside. As in, weekends can't be your only way to go ahead. That okay, on weekends I'll prepare. That's not the only way. You have to keep preparing consistently. And
Right.
second thing, what I believe is taking each interview as a feedback and learning from that. So for example, if you failed initially in one company, it's not like that okay, I'm not applying now, I'm not good enough, I'm not
Hmm.
applying, not now, I'm working at this company only where I'm as of now. This is
Okay.
not the way. You learn, okay, this is for example, when I was interviewing this time, when I was switching from Samsung, in my first interview itself I performed very bad. Okay, I got
Hmm.
rejected, but I learned that okay, I'm missing this thing, I haven't read well about the spring boot and all, okay, these things. I have to
Right.
grind those topics as well. So I went back, I studied them, and in my next interviews I performed well. So consistency, taking things in interviews as feedback loop, and performing better in the next interviews. So these are the things I believe which can help you in landing multiple offers.
Okay. Now, usually people think that when they are into college, the life is settled, but we all know the truth, right? There are lots of things ahead. In fact, after getting multiple offers from organization, there is still there are phase when the candidate feel that what to select, when to select, and how to
Correct.
select, right? So
Yeah.
in your case, like you had multiple offers from Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, Walmart, and Microsoft also. So, was it the work that helped you to decide that yes, this is the organization with which you are going to work with, or is it the brand, or maybe the paycheck, or what was your mentality or thought when you selected one offer from among these multiple tech giants?
Okay, so majorly it was the cloud technology which I'm very fascinated with.
Okay,
Like these days, you must have heard everyone is moving away from the server, maintaining the server, and everyone is moving towards serverless, the cloud technologies.
correct,
In fact, the biggest revenues of Amazon, Microsoft are their clouds only.
right.
So I was very much fascinated with the cloud technology, and in Microsoft I was getting a team which is working with Azure security.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the major factor for me to go for Microsoft. And again, Microsoft is a good brand, so brand wise
Right,
I need not to think of anything. And yeah, paycheck wise also, I was see, that is also a
right,
very important factor. I
correct,
won't deny that, no, I haven't checked paychecks. So yeah,
right.
that paychecks wise also Microsoft was paying me very good as compared to other companies. So these collaborated in a way that I choose to go for Microsoft.
Yeah, for sure. Like if someone is working for like they have their initial needs, right? So paycheck is the thing that will help you to survive, and
Exactly.
other thing is like when you have that opportunity that yes, this is the amount that you are going to crack in this job, so post that like you should focus on technology also, because sometimes I
Makes
also
sense.
notice that people join on the basis of income and salaries, but later on when they find that no, this is not the right technology which they
True.
want to start work, so they also face. So
True.
I think that is the best combination which you just shared, that you have to look on all aspects and then you can select the make the right move.
Correct.
Okay, again let's talk bit more about the preparation, because one thing I just want to ask you regarding the DSA, because today we all know everyone is obsessed with DSA. In fact, in
Hmm.
nowadays, like in reels and memes also, like there are lots of thing about the DSA, right? But
True.
in some of your post also, like I found that you are the person who uh, is known for breaking down the system design and real world coding. So what do you think,
Yeah.
like what are the biggest myth developers have about the coding interviews and the careers in terms of DSA?
Okay. So one thing I want to point out is these
Hmm.
two are very separate things. One is cracking the interview, one is working inside. Okay.
Right.
So DSA is a gateway to get you inside the company, but
Hmm.
it's not the way which will help you to stay inside the company.
Right.
Okay. Because see, when I'm working on real world projects, nowhere I am reversing a linked list. That
Correct.
is only the thing which I'm doing while solving DSA questions.
Right.
But what I'm working upon is the scale. What I'm working upon is ki, do I have to use SQL or no SQL? Do I have to go into a microservice architecture or what? What messaging kind of systems shall I use? And these all are the system design knowledge, right? So
Hmm.
that's why I'm saying it's good you do DSA, but please focus on system design as well, because if you'll go inside a company but you won't be able to perform well, you won't be able to stay there for much more days. Okay.
Right.
And gradually your downfall will start. And you know what, these days even companies have started focusing on system design rounds a lot
Hmm.
in the interviews also. So system design started standing very important in interview terms as well. So
Right.
that's why I'm saying focus on both things, DSA plus the system design, which is the actual real world knowledge which you need.
Okay, so you are saying that don't expect to do a bubble sort after joining your organization, right? We have to,
Exactly.
right. Yeah, this is the thing. Like, we are not going to play with those things like linked list and bubble sort and sorting kind of thing. We have to do the actual coding. So it's always better, like, parallel to this thing, because this is the thing that will help you to crack your interviews. But
Correct.
parallelly, when you are preparing the project, I think that will also cover these kind of real life scenarios, and it will help you
Makes
to
sense.
crack the interviews.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now we will talk about one of your project where you worked on the Azure securitization, which is related to dealing with the global scale security and compliance. So,
Mhm.
what do you think? Like, how is it? How is solving such problem different from college or coding in college or even at your first job? Like, what? How was your experience between these projects?
Okay, okay. A great question. Yeah, trust me, because my mindset has evolved a lot. I
Right.
remember right from working in JP Morgan or doing some college projects to working at Microsoft now, what kind of thought process I have. Okay. So what I've observed is in college days or basically in the starting of my career as well, I
Mm-hmm.
used to think only of one thing, that is my code correct or not. Okay. Just the
Mm-hmm.
correctness of my code I used to think. But how I transition is now I have started thinking of, is my code scalable enough? Is it
Okay.
trustable enough? Can it, because see, we are working, for example, right now I'm working with securitization of Azure, as in we are taking care that whatever VMs people are creating on Azure,
Mm-hmm.
they should not be vulnerable
Right.
to any threats. There should not be any malwares found in them. Okay. So
Right.
think of the scale, millions of people are creating VMs every day. So now I have started thinking of, is my code able to scale up to that level that many users can use it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is my code globally trustable? Because trust is again a thing, as
Right.
we have discussed, which comes very important. Okay.
Correct.
So that's what the transition is, right from thinking only that your code is correct to thinking, is your code good enough to be accepted at global level? Is your code scalable enough? So this is a change in mindset which has happened.
Okay. Fine, Shyam. Now let's talk about the thing that is currently very hot in this environment. Everyone is talking about AI, and some is using it for the editing purpose, and some is actually using it for the productive way. Although, like, both are interesting to explore the AI. But what do you think? Like, with the rise of AI so fast, do you think it will impact the software development jobs and replace software engineers completely? Especially when we talk about the tech giants like Microsoft and all. So, have you noticed anything that yes, it is slightly changing the things now?
Glad that you asked this question, because this is again a misconception which people are creating a lot inside them. So
Hmm.
just one thing, that calculators have not replaced mathematicians. Okay.
Right.
It has simplified their life only. Yeah.
Right.
So definitely there are impacts. I'm not saying that there is no impact at all.
Hmm.
Okay. But one line which I'll go ahead with this is basically the engineers, okay, who are using AI will replace those who are not using. This is for
Correct.
sure. Because I believe there's a need for the people to transform their thought process rather than thinking that AI is against them. Think of AI as their friend. Okay.
Hmm.
So, for example, I'm a software developer. Okay. How I use AI as my friend. So, AI is there to take away our basically repetitive tasks. For
Mm-hmm.
example, it can give me boilerplate code. It can write unit tests for me. But
Right.
the logic, the architecture, it's all in my hand. I'll
Right.
do that. Okay. The AI can do PR reviews for me. It can point out that okay, this is the place where I've missed. That is completely good, right? Because generally PR reviews gets delayed. So
Correct.
if let's say you are switching to a new technology, you are let's say I'm working with Java, I need to learn Go. AI can become my mentor. I
Hmm.
can learn Golang in a very faster way using AI, using LLMs. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. As in, if you start using AI, you will start performing well. You'll start performing faster. Your promotions will be good. Your interview preparations will be good. Students who are preparing for interviews, they can start leveraging LLMs to prepare their resumes, to
Right.
check if their ATS scores are good or not. They can maybe check against a job description if they're missing any keywords inside the resume or not. Do they need to add anything or not? So like this, people should move forward with the AIs,
Okay.
with the LLMs.
Another thing, like when you're working in any of the organization, so you have the security threat also, right? Because you can't expose the code of your client directly to the AI applications, right?
Correct.
Like
Mhm.
ChatGPT. So in Microsoft or maybe in any of your previous organization, was there any specific set of rules that you guys follows to expose this code directly into the AI, or how like you manage it?
Mhm. Getting you. So see, Microsoft owns Copilot. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the point is in Microsoft, this server, as in which insider people are using, this is completely secure. So we are allowed to
Okay.
put in all the information on Copilot. In fact, Copilot knows everything about our repos. Even
Okay.
if I'm asking it something about the repo which I'm working on, it answers me. And trust me, in Microsoft, there are calls which are happening where our managers are forcing us to use Copilot. So if a
Mm-hmm.
person is completing his work using Copilot, he is being appreciated. If you are going to your manager, your team, and you are saying that I have done this work using AI, it's not like that they will say that you're not doing your work on your own, you're taking help from AI. No, you will be appreciated, that it's fine, you are moving faster as compared to other people.
Right.
So that's what the companies actually are doing, that they are either taking the premium versions in which their data will be secure. Like
Mm-hmm.
in Samsung as well, I've seen Samsung has also developed, when I was working with Samsung, they have developed their own LLM which
Okay.
was for insider use only. And likewise in the other companies. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So like here I'm also on the same page with Shyam, but we one thing we for sure want to share with all those who are recently joined any of the organization, that before exposing your code and right sharing any information with the application related to AI, make sure that you follow the policies generated by your organization, because
Very
that
important.
you have to contact with them, you have to discuss with them that yes, this is the right way to do or not, because everyone
Correct.
has their own set of policies and rule. So don't just directly go and expose the code without permission, because it's your responsibility. If something went not good, so it's your responsibility, so make sure.
Definitely, because see, in Microsoft as well, I'm using Copilot only. I'm not putting my code anywhere on ChatGPT.
Right.
So yeah, that's the important thing. You should go follow the guidelines, maybe attend the calls which are happening. A lot of calls are nowadays happening in all the companies about the guidelines which needs to be followed with, as in putting your code on LLMs. So very
Correct.
important point.
All right. Okay, Shyam. So we talked about your college days, your internship, your tips for the job interviews, and also some of the technical things. Now, I just want to know about the support of network, because you have traveled, you have exposed, like you have explored all these tech giants, right? But exploring all these things by alone is bit difficult, because every expert or every person have their support system. So for you,
Yeah.
who were those key people who have helped you throughout your journey till now?
Okay, so the first person, people who came in, as in who are in my mind, are my parents. Basically,
Mhm.
they are the one who have placed ground for me
Right.
to start everything. Okay, then my sisters as well. They have helped me a lot over throughout my journey. My elder sister is also a developer, so
Okay.
she was the one who told me about this field. That okay, what happens in development, what not, what are the goods, what are the not goods of this, and showing me path. Anytime I'm stuck, I go to her. That sister, I'm not able to understand about this, so
Mhm.
these things. And one more thing is the college seniors. Okay, so uh, okay, one good part of going in a good college is you build a very strong network. Okay, so
Hmm.
name any big company, name any good company, you will find one of the senior of bits belonging there. In fact, when I joined Microsoft, a college senior was already there inside the team.
Okay.
So they helped me a lot. Okay, these people helps me a lot. Let's say I had multiple offers, I had to choose which one do I
Right.
need to go for. My parents can't help me inside this, right? But those were the seniors, those were the mentors for me who helped me for this, how to start preparing for DSA in the colleges as well. So those were the
Right.
people who helped me. So I believe a mixture of these people, and yeah, definitely one more person, my wife. So she keeps reminding me that there's life outside coding as well, which
Right.
I have to do. So yeah, the fun part also comes from there. So all these things.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So thank you so much, Shivam. Although like we have plenty of things that we can discuss here, but we have limited time. So I just want to thank you for joining us in this podcast and for sharing your expertise and some of the great tips, I would say, for the students who are preparing for the interviews and who are about to join the organization. So thank you once again for being a part of the show.
Yeah, thanks Amit again for hosting me, and they were great. As in, it is a great set of discussion which I believe we had, and I hope it helps people or students as in who
Yes,
are
it will.
looking this.
Thank you.